How many of you know what a coral reef is? Or how many have you seen a coral reef? In person or on the internet? You know how beautiful they are, right? Well, recently in the past decade, there's been temperature rising, causing them to be nearly disappearing. And you probably not know this, but I'm a fish hobbyist, so I'm really into this. And I think it's part of my duty to inform you guys about the corals dying. As a member society, we live on Earth where majority of it's made up of water, and thus corals are a part of our culture, our society, I guess. Learning about the coral reef will help us have a better understanding about what the problem is. First, I will share what a coral reef is. Then I'll explain what's happening to them, and finally, I will discuss how it can be rescued. What is a coral reef? A coral reef is an underwater structure that's made up of limestone with living animals such as fish, organisms. And coral reefs are technically animals, and they live on these limestones. They've been in existence for over 500 million years. Most people know what these pictures are. You've probably seen them over the internet. They're beautiful, and sooner or later they might disappear. Now, in an article written by multiple people, such as Bernhard Riegel, Andy Breckner, Steve Cole, Philip Bernard, and Richard Dodge, they read an article explaining how the corals have been threatened with recent temperature rising, global warming, and all that. Next, what's happening to them? Well, this is a major problem. They're beautiful, and yet they may be gone soon because of various things that we as humans do, whether we take them out of the ocean and or we harvest them ourselves. In an article written by Alice McNown, she states that corals are quickly vanishing, and one of the main reasons is because of global warming. What global warming does, it raises the temperature of the seawater, causing the corals to bleach. Now, this is a healthy coral, and this will be a bleached one, where they will turn pale, and sooner or later they will die. More than likely, they won't survive because they're not used to the different temperature swings. Technically, when they bleach, they expel algae, which is their food source, and without food, nothing will survive, right? Now to save the coral reef. In an article written by Stephanie Warren, she discusses how scientists like Enrich Bartel and his team have gone into the sea and plucked off different corals so they can go back to their lab and harvest them themselves. They raise them, and then once they get a bit older, they get things such as baby corals are named frags. So these frags, they put them back into the limestone, and then they let them grow. Well, what scientists have been researching, they're finding hardier ones where they can resist the temperature swings and allow them to grow. With this, this is one of the ways where corals can survive. And in conclusion, it is important to discuss how we as humans are destroying the coral reef, whether we know it or not. Maybe changing our car, the smoke causes temperature swings, and sooner or later in the future it may harm. First, I talked about what coral reefs are. Then I discussed how they are how they're harmed, such as global warming, temperature swings, and then and then finally I discussed how it can be saved by having people like scientists, where they go into deep sea and then they pluck out the coral, and then they grow them out themselves, finding the hardier ones where it's easier for them to survive once they go back into the sea. And we as a society find ourselves trying to go on vacation, right? To majestic places such as coral sooner or later, we might not be able to visit. So I find that we should help save them